Hey everyone, it is Niki Shelton with Keeping It Real Bit, and we're a special guest is Kerri Selby. How are you doing today, Kerri?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, except for we just got dumped on by what looks like your background. We have about 12 inches of snow out there, and I'm a little sore because I dug out 12 inches of snow with this. I didn't have a blower, by the way. So, hey, it took
Oof.
me like 4 hours to do two houses, like my mom's and my neighbors. Um, but I just did it with a shovel. So, hey, I got a good
Good
workout.
old fashioned shoveling.
And I heard you guys in Washington might be getting some. Is that correct?
For
Is that
Saturday
still
in the
coming?
forecast. It was supposed to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but now it's only Saturday. So we'll
Oh,
see.
I hope so. I'm trying to
Cold
get back there.
temperatures.
I was planning on coming back for a visit, and I had to kind of put that off just a little bit until kind of things settled down because I heard kind of the whole United States was going to be getting some bad weathers all over across the board. So
Yes.
we'll see. So we've got some exciting things to talk about. We're actually kind of doing a basic, kind of the basics on just home buying process again. We're kind of going to take it slow and kind of work our way through the process. Little different twist again than like some of the past, new information, updated information, because there's always things changing in our industry. So let's go ahead and get started. And I didn't even do our thing, did I? Hey, check this out. We have it. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right in then. So here we go. So we're going to talk about different loans today, and I'm going to let Kerri lead on this one because this is her area and she's the best. So
Yes. So yeah, there are lots of different loan types. Like I tell people all the time, it's not a one size fits all. We said that in the past, but
yeah,
they're pretty diverse and they cater to specific needs that people have. There's also different homes that, qualify for different loan types as well. So it's good to really make an informed decision by having the
right.
most
And so
information as possible.
on the seller side, it's also really good to like have that as a real estate professional. It's really good to have that again a loan person that you can call up and say, hey, I've got this house, will they qualify for this, will they qualify for this, what kind of programs might, I mean, especially some of the trickier homes, what kind of programs might work for this particular house, and to have someone who's knowledgeable like Kerri who can kind of like, these are some good suggestions for you, because like I said, it always changes, right, Kerri?
Oh yeah, and I'm glad you bring that up because there's people that are pre-approved under me and they'll call me up and say, "Hey, I really like this house, but on the bottom one of the things it says is cash out." Like, how do you get cash out of a purchase? Well, I'm not sure why that is on a lot of listings because you really can't get cash out of a purchase. So, and some homes that qualify for certain loan types are not listed that way. And so people get a little gun shy and will not go look at a home because it's not listed with the loan type that they know that they're pre-approved for.
Right. A lot of time the cash out, it just means like they really want like a cash offer. They don't want other types of funding. But sometimes the brokers don't know, like, like they could do a rehab loan, for instance, like through FHA or VA or conventional or whatever. So there's options. So again, it is asking questions and trying to get those answers, because sometimes, they're listed incorrectly, or, we've got a great lender who can work magic. So you never know. Okay, let's go ahead.
Very good.
Ready?
Yeah. So the four most common loans are a conventional loan. That's what everybody has in their mind fixed, is that a conventional loan is the only way to go. But there are government-backed loans, fixed rate loans, and jumbo loans too. So those are the four most popular ones.
Okay.
So just a little bit about the loan types. Conventional loans, they're the most widely used. Like I said, it's the thing that comes to most people's minds. And they have the standard qualifying criteria like minimal credit score 620. It says on here that the down payment is usually around 20%, but there are some products that you can go as little as 3%. And I'm not going to go into detail today. We want you to tune in to our next episode where we're going to really go over down payment requirements for each of these different loan types.
Perfect. Love that.
So yeah, pretty standard there.
And if
Government-backed
anyone's
loans.
watching, sorry, we're going to say one more thing.
No,
If
that's okay.
anyone's watching right now and you have questions, like I said, we're just kind of going through the basics today. If you have a question, go ahead and drop it onto Facebook while we're doing our live, or even this comments after, or as you're watching it later on, put the comment in or ask a question. reach out to me or Kerri, but definitely ask us questions because we will try to answer those. So this is just kind of an overview today. So like if you have specific questions, I mean, you can't get too terribly specific. I mean, like if it's like you're in a contract right now, we can answer those kind of questions, but we can definitely kind of give you some more information or try to see what we can come up with. So definitely go ahead and do that. So government-backed loans, Kerri, tell me about those.
Yeah, most definitely. So government-backed loan basically just means that there is funding that helps to support these types of loans. So FHA, Federal Housing Administration, VA, which is, definitely geared for veterans. You have to have served a certain period of time in the military and have been honorably discharged. And then USDA is a rural loan. So if you're out in an area that's more rural, they only apply to those areas. And there is a zip code specific system that you can look up to make sure that the property is in a USDA area, because it is a zero down payment loan. And awesome. With each of these loan types, they have different either funding fees or mortgage insurance. So USDA is one of the ones that you come in with the least amount of money. So it's favorable to a lot of people, but
and one thing with the USDA loans, and sometimes people think, I mean, like they might be looking in the county, for instance. I mean, I know because we have a lot of county stuff where we're at, or Kitsap County, and it's like there's a lot of houses that are, you would think are city, but they're not. They're actually county. And so it is something to look into for sure. Okay.
Yeah, and there's a website that you can go on to look up the property address, and it will tell you if it is within a USDA approved area. So it's a super easy, quick lookup tool. I'm happy to look it up for you myself, but a lot of people, once I give them that tool, they love being able to see if it's within that area.
Absolutely. Okay.
So fixed rate mortgages are usually what people go with, because the whole idea is the interest rate is going to stay the same throughout whatever loan term you sign up for, whether it be 15, 20, 25, or 30. There are loans where they're adjustable, but for a fixed rate loan, the only thing that could increase your home payment would be your property taxes increasing and your homeowner's insurance increasing. The principal and interest will stay the same throughout the entirety of your loan. So that's generally the most favorable loan to be in.
Because you know what you're going to get. Got it.
Exactly. Because, for some people, budget-wise, they have a certain dollar amount in mind. And if you're in an adjustable rate mortgage, it goes based on the market. And if you were in an adjustable rate mortgage right now, it can only go up so much. It's capped at a certain amount, but it's still, if you were used to a certain payment and it adjusted up.
Right. So for instance, like let's say that you bought your house when it was 3% and now it's like 6.5 or 7 almost percent. That wouldn't be a good thing. Your payment would have doubled, right?
Well, not necessarily. That, like I said, it has certain adjustments that it can increase by. It's not going to increase by double, but yeah, it will definitely adjust.
Okay, but it definitely would have went up for sure.
Yes, it would have went up for sure.
Okay.
So for jumbo loans, that is anything above what we call the conforming loan limit. So essentially, they look at the median home price all across the United States, and they come up with the median average price of a home. So it just went up over $40,000 this year to $766,500. In Kitsap County, most of the homes, I would say probably about 80% of the homes are under that $766,550. So anything above that, you're going to have higher qualification. So meaning higher credit score, more of a down payment, lower debt to income ratios. And so they're just a little bit more strict on something like that. And they're usually for affluent borrowers in affluent areas. So
are these mainly for can they be used for new homes?
Absolutely.
Okay.
A lot of people upgrade their homes. So,
Gotcha.
Say that you moved into your starter home and you've lived in there and you were in the home during the time where home prices just rose exponentially. Right now, we're sitting on probably close to $200,000 in equity in our house. So if we were to take that and then invest in a property that's, more expensive than our current home, but putting $200,000 down, maybe our mortgage price might be, or our mortgage payment might be around the same amount that it currently is, because you're putting a substantial amount down. So, I'm thinking usually if you're doing $1 million property, that's when you're going to be a jumbo loan because of the amount that you have to put down. It's at least 20%.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know. All right.
So there's some other loan types like high balance loans for high cost areas. In certain areas of the United States, that conforming loan limit is higher. Such places like Hawaii, the cost of homes in Hawaii is very different than over here. So they automatically will increase what that conforming loan limit is for the areas that are definitely higher priced. Construction loans are good for people buying land and building a home on it. Balloon mortgages, not so great. It's kind of what caused that big balloon housing to burst in 2007, 2008, because people were going.
That's a good name for it, because it goes.
Yeah. Because essentially you're just paying interest on the loan. And at a certain point of time, after usually like 5 years, the principal stuff becomes due. So you're making this huge balloon payment, meaning all of the principal that you didn't pay for the previous 5 years has to get paid. So most people will refinance out of it, but a lot of people didn't catch up with their balloon loans, and so they lost their homes. Wow. And caused a lot of change in the mortgage industry, and we're regulated more heavily so that people are not put into these predatory loans, is what we call them. It's basically.
So have you ever done one of those?
I have not.
Okay.
I have.
We don't. I would have guessed you probably had. That's why I was asking that question.
Yeah, our company won't do them as a whole, just because they are not good for the consumer.
I wouldn't think so. Okay, continue on.
And then there's a couple of other ones for self-employed borrowers who don't show a profit, on a W-2 because they have a 1099, and even on that, their business might be showing a loss, and so they need to show that in the bank I have, a huge down payment, enough for 20 to 30% down and 6 months worth of reserves. I just am not showing the income, so we can do it just based on your assets. And then there's also something called a DSCR. It's a debt service coverage ratio, where for investors, it's great because they'll just go on the appraised value of the home and what you can get for rent. So it's really helpful to people that are new to investing and don't have a lot of capital. It's easier for them to qualify for something like that.
Terrific. Awesome. Good information.
Thank you. So with all of that being said, it's just really important to know about which different loan types are out there so you can make the best decision for yourself and your financial circumstances. That's why it's great to get paired up with somebody who has a knowledge and isn't just a person that specializes only in conventional loans. If people call me all the time, well, do you do FHA? Yes, I do FHA. Do you do VA? I do VA all day long, and I love VA because this is why I specialize in that. And I'll say that because it's what I'm passionate about. But I'm able to do very many multiple loan types.
That's awesome. Okay. And you guys, again, like I said, Kerri and I've done several deals together. I mean, like for a long time and many years of doing deals together. I think she's fabulous. She's great at communicating. She's professional. She takes care of her people, and she loves on her people too. I mean, you really
thank you.
Really care, which is great in this industry. So I highly recommend Kerri. So anyway, that is all we have. I don't see any comments coming in. I was trying to check and see. I was hoping somebody would throw something at us, just thinking today a little bit, but hopefully you put some in the comment box afterwards. When you watch this, definitely give us the comments. We'd love to hear them, questions, anything you got for us. If you want to see something specific, definitely put that out there too. And we'll do our best to accommodate that. So
yeah, we're always looking for ideas. We want to know what you want to hear about.
Yes, please. So anyway, that is all we have for today. And we appreciate you joining us. And we will see you again next week. And don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, or follow button, because again, you won't miss anything then. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.